Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, if you haven't seen by the title, we are going to be doing another tier list. I haven't done one of these since probably 2022. Wow, it's been a long time. I'm sure most of you have seen this video that I'm going to pop up on the screen right here from the channel Mystic Graal. He made a super rare tier list video, and today I'm going to take his tier list he made, and we're going to see what I can add to that tier list. I'm going to link his channel in the description below if you guys want to go check him out. I highly suggest you do. With the tier list, I want to mention, if you disagree with what I say, just please let me know in a chill way down in the comments below. No need to start anything or threaten me. Anyways, let's get into the video. Okay, we're back with another tier list video. We haven't done one of these in a hot minute for sure. But new year, new tier lists. Basically, the metric that I am going to be using during this tier list is essentially whether or not I like the item, how cool it looks, and the rarity of it. So there's three different factors that are going to go into it. I have to preface this at least one more time. If I do something or put an item in a spot that you don't agree with, please let me know in the comments below respectfully. Okay, let's head on to the first item in the super rare tier list. This tier list on tiermaking.com was made and inspired by Mystic Graal. So let's get into it. First, we have the Aqua Blade. I'm gonna be honest with you. This item is one of the items that stresses me out. It's one of the three items in trades in the last few months that have been hoarded like excessively. I'm gonna put this in the D tier list. Next, we have the Bamboo Sword. I really like this. This is an item that I always have wanted, but still have yet to get. So maybe one day we'll get it. I would have to say this is an item that is pretty rare because you never really see it that often, but I'm going to put it into the B tier list. Up next, we have the Beaver Hammer. I couldn't even think of the word. Up next, we have the Beaver Hammer, and this is another one that's extremely rare, super unique item, OG to the max. I think I want to put this in A tier. I'm going to be honest. No, let's go B tier. Let's go B tier. Next, we have the Black Cape. This is a little bit more known item than these two for sure. It's up there in pricing. Sometimes can be hard to sell, but I really like the animations and how this looks, the attacking with it. I'm going to put this in the C tier list. Up next, we have the Blood Blade, and this is my personal bias against these items. This is going to go into the D tier list, similar to the Aqua Blade. This is what I was talking about, like the three hoarded items that like just never get sold. Impossible to sell, impossible to buy. I swear people are very stingy with these items, so I'm dropping this to the D tier list, and that could be controversial because it is a good item and it can be pretty good in trades, but man, I just hate these items. Up next, we have the Bolt Wand. This is an item that I personally really like. Looks wise, visually it's awesome. It's simple but enough that like gets you kind of hyped. Pretty rare, I would have to say. It's not like too rare. You don't see it that often, but it's also not like you never see it. So I think I'm gonna put this into the B tier. Up next, we have the Bone Trash Pick. This is one of the coolest trash picks out of the trash pick collectibles. It's a little bit more rare than some of them for sure, and I really like it. I'm gonna put this into the B tier list as well. I really like that trash pick. Up next, we have the Bunny Hammer, and this is an item that I personally don't know much about because I haven't seen it all that often in this in my time playing this game. So I'm gonna put this into the C tier list. Up next, we have the Candy Cane Melee. This is part of like the candy collectibles, but I think it's gonna have to go into the C tier. I think personally, it probably deserves D tier because the set isn't all of that expensive or anything, but I really like it. So it's gonna go to the C tier. Up next, we have the Chainsaw, one of the best items in the game in terms of trade. Super popular, super favored, especially in the Halloween time. I'm gonna put this into A tier, our first A tier item. Up next, we have the Cigar Trash Pick. This is one that's very rare. You don't see it all that often. I'm not even sure of the price of it right now, or who actively has one. This is one that is really cool. I really like it. A lot of people really do as well. I'm going to put this in A tier as well, to be honest. Up next, we have the Red Crayon Trash Pick. This is one This is probably my favorite collectible trash pick out of all the collectibles. Just look at it. But it's definitely not the rarest. It's usually around 20 something K, if that, sometimes less. I'm going to put it in the C tier list, but visually this is S tier. Up next, we have the Cryo Slayer. I'm going to be honest with you. I know nothing about this item. This item is one that I don't know if I've seen all that much. I'd have to really think if I've seen this before. So I'm going to put this into the C tier list. Up next, we have the Elite Blade, and this is one that is hard to sell, sometimes hard to find, usually around 20 something K in the trade tables. Visually, I really like it. It reminds me of like a Halo style of weapon. I really like this item, but I think it's going to go into the C tier. No, let's go D tier, just because it's hard to sell. Okay, next we got the Winter Staff, and I love this item. I love the look of it. I just like staffs in this game. I think they're really cool. This is a little bit more up there in terms of pricing. I probably would put this more around the B tier list, though. Up next, we got the Chap Dagger. Everybody has a love-hate relationship with this because this is an item that fluctuates super high to super low depending on the year. I'm going to put this honestly in the D tier just because I don't really like it that much. I love how it looks, but just the trading aspect around it is just... Up next, we got the Lolly Sword, and this is an item that you don't really see that much at trades, I would have to say. But hey, everybody loves a good lollipop. We're going to put this into the C tier list. Up next, we got the Jenny Umbrella, and this is one that I really like. I think any item of Jenny's is pretty iconic, and you can't not like. It's a little more rare than some of the other ones. I'm going to probably put this in the B tier list. Up next, we got the Lolo Hammer, and this is one of my favorite items in terms of looks because it reminds me of like Nutella. Looks super, super awesome. Makes me kind of hungry, but I'm going to put this into the B tier list. Up next, we got the Layered Hammer, and this is one of the best items in the game that is still super rare. Usually around 600 plus thousand tro, so it is pretty expensive, and it's a layered item, so like, hey, you can't not love it. We're going to put this into the S tier. I think this is going to be our first S tier item. Next, we got the Pen Melee. I don't know too much about this. I'm going to be honest. It's all right. I think it's pretty rare. I'm going to put this in the C tier list. Don't hate me. Next, we got the OG Skate, and how could you not love this item? This item is awesome. You don't see it all that much anymore, and when you do, it can be a little expensive, but I know it's probably hard to sell because it's a collectible item and pretty hoarded, I'm assuming, but I'm going to put it in the A tier list just because of the nostalgia around it. All right, next, we got the Gold Umbrella. This is one that Pinky could still never get. But we are going to put this into the A tier list. I think a lot of the umbrellas can probably go into A or B tier list. I would even say the summer, I'll put this into B tier list. I'm also going to put this right here too. You just don't see these that often. I don't know if they're really desired. Blue Umbrella, I'm going to put in A tier as well. Same with the Green Umbrella. Yeah, same with the Green Umbrella. Pink Umbrella, I'll also put in the A tier list. These colored umbrellas, I'm a huge fan of. Black Umbrella, however, I am going to put into the B tier list. I love the Black Umbrella. I feel like it's a good staple of like, once you hit Black Umbrella in trading, you almost feel like you made it. Like when I hit my first Black Umbrella, I was stoked. I felt like a professional trader. So next we're going to go Purple Umbrella, A tier. Red Umbrella, A tier. White Umbrella, A tier. White Umbrella is sick. Next, we got the Magic Wand. This is an item that I think visually and all that it offers is unbelievable. I think it's worthy of S tier. But in terms of pricing, I'm going to put it A tier. I'm going to put it in A tier. Next, we have the Cat Melee. The most annoying melee of all time. If you know what I'm talking about, you know the pain. Anytime someone has it, you just hear the meow. Oh, gosh. I'm getting PTSD just thinking about it. I think I'm going to put this into the C tier list. It's just, I can't. It's so annoying to me. All right, up next, we have the Marshmallow Dagger. And similar to the Candy Bar Melee, it is a collectible. I think that they go hand in hand. Up next, we have the Magma Axe. And this is one I don't ever see, but I know it's pretty up there. I think it's a really good item. I'm going to put this into the A tier list. Up next, we got the Paladin Staff. And this is one that I feel like is pretty steady with where it's at and the trade value of it. I know it can be hard to sell at times. And I feel like during the year it fluctuates of like who likes it or not. I'm going to put this into the B tier list. Up next, we have the Rage Blade. This is a good item. It looks really cool. However, Rage Blade is one of those items that are super hard to sell. So I'm going to put this in C tier. Up next, we got the Fish Slap. One of the most fun items, definitely, in the entire game. It's decently rare, from what I've been told. I've never had it. You don't see people have it very often. I'm going to put it in the B tier list. Up next, we got the Futuristic Katana. This is one that usually goes for around, what, 100 something K. Super amazing item. I really like it. I've had it once before. I really like this item. I'm going to put it into the B tier list. Ooh. Up next, we got the Graalian's Hammer. Okay, technically the Graalian's Hammer value is probably a little lower, but this is like the staple of Graal trading. Like the Graalian's Hammer is like the staple of it. It's just like it's the face. When I think of trading, I think of the Graalian's Hammer. I'm gonna put it in A tier list. Next, we got the Green Drag Sword. Haven't seen many people with this as of recently. It's all right. I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest with you. I'm gonna put it into the C tier list with my personal opinion. Next, we got the Guardian Trash Pick. This is one that I don't know if I've seen this in a long freaking time. The value, I'm assuming, is pretty high at the moment or pretty hoarded. I'm going to put it in the B tier list. Next, we got the Hard Axe, and this is one I don't really know much about. This is one of the items on the list that I genuinely don't really know about. I don't know if I've seen people with this. I'm going to put it in the C tier because of that. It could be a lot more valuable. I'm just not too sure. All right, up next, we got the Ice Blade. I love how this looks. You don't really see that all that often. I'm going to put it in the B tier list. I don't really have like an explanation. I just really like this. Up next, we got the Vanilla Dagger, and this is going to go right next to the collectibles, the candy collectibles. Really, this is probably my favorite out of all of them. I just love how it looks. Next, we got the Chili Pickaxe, and this is one that I don't know if I've seen in years. This one's it feels like it's really rare. Maybe there's not many holders at the moment. I'm going to put it in the B tier list. It could go higher, maybe lower. I'm not really sure. Up next, we have the Inferno Blade, and this one, I'm going to put it into the B tier list. I feel like that's probably fair. Then the Inferno Slayer, I'm going to put it right next to it. Next, we got the Kensai Katana, and this is one that I also don't ever really see people have. It reminds me of the Chinese New Year katana just a little bit. I'm sure it's pretty rare, but I'm going to put it middle of the pack just because, I don't know. It seems pretty basic. Next, we have the Lechonkla, one of my favorite items in the entire game. Just for the comedic value, this deserves S tier, but it's going to go probably into the C tier. Next, we have the Layered Sword, or Dagger? Layered Dagger, that's what it is. This is going to be another kind of middle of the pack type of item. Don't really see it all that often, but I know it's a good item. Same with the Layered Sword. I'm also going to put that in the B tier list. Next, we have the Monkey Melee. This is one that up until, I'm not even kidding you, this morning, I haven't seen one of these in so long. I'm going to put this into the B tier list. Next, we have the Nature's Axe. I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm not even too sure of the trade value of it currently. I'm going to put it into the C tier list. All right, next we have the Nuclear Dagger. This one's all right. I think this icon looks super sick, but I'm going to put it in the C tier list. And then to follow it, we have the End Fist, the Neutron Fists. Same thing. I'm going to put it in the C tier list. Personal opinion. Rarity-wise, they could go up more. Personal opinion, I'm going to keep that. Next, we have the Neutron Katana. This is one that's also over 100K usually. Sometimes can be hard to sell, but I feel like it's more doable than some of the other ones. I'm going to put it in the B tier list. Next, we have the Paintbrush Trash Pick. One of the more rare trash picks in my opinion. But still, I think it's going to go right alongside the Bone Trash Pick up in the B tier list. And then we have the OG Pencil. This is one that is very, very OG. I think it has to go into the A tier list just because how OG it is. Next, we have also the OG Pickaxe. I think it's going to A tier as well. Up next, we have the Pink Sapphire Dagger. I'm not the biggest fan of this one, to be honest with you. I'm going to put this into the C tier. Up next, the Plunger Trash Pick. My favorite trash pick besides the Crayon Trash Pick. Fits my character very, very well. Looks really cool. And it's just an overall good thing. I'm going to be biased to put it in B tier. Next, you have the Rainbow Skate. I don't have a ton to say about this. I'm just going to put it in the C tier and move on to the next one. All right, now we have the Recon Blade. This is one I haven't seen in a hot minute either. I feel like a lot of these I just haven't seen all that often recently. I'm going to put it into the B tier list. Next, we have the Red Drag Sword. I'm going to put it right next to its green counterpart. Next, we have the Rose Staff, and this is one that I also don't really know a ton about. I'm going to put it in the C tier list. And then we have the SPD Super Fart. This one's so legendary. I feel like you're starting to see more super farts rather than SPD ones. I'm going to put this in the B tier list. Now we have the Skull Juggle. I could not think of the word juggle. There it is. Skull Juggle. This is a pretty rare one, I do believe. I'm going to put it into the A tier list. Up next, we have the Spear Trash Pick. This is one that I literally don't think I've seen in years. Maybe not at all. I'm going to put it into the B tier list just because of rarity. Looks wise is pretty plain. Definitely looks like one of the first items made in the game, but it is what it is. Then the Super Fart, my favorite item this entire game. Definitely one of the OGs. I freaking love this item. I'm going to put it next to its counterpart, the SPD, into the B tier list. After that, we have the Syringe Trash Pick, and this is one that is also pretty OG, actually really OG and really rare. Looks very awesome. I'm going to put it in the A tier list. Then we have the Taco Hammer. One of the coolest looking items in the entire game. Definitely makes you a little bit hungry when you look at it, but it's going to go into the B tier in my opinion. Then we have the Templar Dagger. I don't like the Templar Dagger. I just sold one for about 22k the other day. This is an item that I just feel like I just don't like that much. Let's go to the D tier. That's my bad. All right, then we have the Thermostat. Jeez. And then we have the Thermostat Trash Pick, or the Thermo Trash Pick. This one is also extremely rare in my opinion. I'm going to put it in the A tier list. Then we have the Thunderblade. This is an item that I really like. The effects are awesome. The visuals of this item are awesome. I'm going to put it in the B tier list. Then we have the Bat Toy. And who doesn't love the Bat Toy? It looks super cool, super OG. It's going in the A tier list. All right, next we have the Toy Hammer. I don't really have much to say. Looks cool, but it's all right. I'm going to put it into the C tier list. Then we have the Turkey Leg. Who doesn't love a good turkey leg? I'm going to put this in the B tier list. Then we have the Vine Whip. I feel like this is pretty rare. However, I don't know a ton about it. I'm going to put it into the B tier list just in case. Yeah, it's going to go in the B tier list. It could go A, but B is fine by me. Then this is the Wind Dagger. This is one that I've never seen before in my life. I actually had to look at the file name for it just to make sure. This is one that I really like based off of like first initial reaction. It looks really cool. It seems to be OG because you don't really see that often, but just because I don't really know it, I'm going to put it in the C tier list. And then last, the Zodiac. This falls into the Hoarded 3 that I can't stand: the Aqua, Blood, Blade, and the Zodiac. These 3 are super hard to find. Super hard to sell. They're hoarded like crazy in the last few months. I just don't like these items. But yeah, this is my super rare tier list. I only put one in S tier, the Panda Hammer. And maybe I could have put an Umbrella up there. Maybe. But it is what it is. This is, once again, my personal opinion based off of what I like about these items, the rarity, all that stuff. If you agree, make sure to let me know down in the comments below. If you disagree, that's fine too. Make sure to let me know down in the comments below in a respectful manner, please. And I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to press that sub button. We'll see you next time. Peace.